Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Presidential D&D Campaign, where AI-voiced U.S. presidents play Dungeons & Dragons with me, Ben Shapiro, your AI Dungeon Master.
Thanks for having us back, Ben. That last episode ended kind of crazy.
It was, and as I have been thinking, I truly do believe that we just need to go to the domains of dread.
I'm pretty sure that's a one-way trip, though. That means that we and the whole town will be there forever.
Yeah, I don't fancy living in a place called the Domains of Dread, but also getting destroyed by an army seems pretty bad.
Maybe we can use the vials to bluff? Tell the leaders of the army that if they come any closer, we will break the vials and transport all of us there.
That's not a bad idea. You couldn't have come up with it if it wasn't for me, though.
Whatever, Donald.
All right, let's start this off with a recap then. Obama, would you mind?
Yeah, sure, no problem, Ben. All right, so last session we had made it back to Loudwater with Amabo and went with Melanie DeLaver over to the mansion. Then we met with Thorne and Kieran and talked with them about our whole Lucian problem. After talking with Thorne alone, he seemed to think something was wrong and left in a hurry to go check on something, and then Kieran came back with his son, who told us there was an army on the way to destroy Loudwater for the amulet. Finally, Thorne came back with news that his magic vials containing the mists of Ravenloft were missing, and that someone had stolen them. That person now has the power to transport all of Loudwater into the domains of dread. All of the previous episodes can be found at this playlist here if you've missed any or want a refresher on some of the earlier episodes.
So I was thinking, how exactly do you think Kieran's son escaped? He was held prisoner as a spy. I don't think that they would really just let him go right. At least I know that we wouldn't do that for spies.
That's a surprisingly good point, Joden. How would he have escaped? It stands to reason that someone let him out on purpose, right? We should ask him about that.
That's just another question that we need to find the answer to, though. I think first we need to deal with the vial situation. Otherwise, any moment whoever stole them could just transport the whole town into the Shadowfell. That would be pretty bad.
All right, yeah, you're probably right. Let's head over to Father Lucian and ask him some questions then. Do you think he will just try to kill us on sight?
If I had to guess, he knows we're in town. I bet the guards told him as well as Kieran, which means we might be heading into a trap, or he might just not want to kill us in the middle of the town.
You guys want to head up to the Abbey then to talk with Father Lucian?
Yeah, let's do that first.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that this is actually the first time that you've gone up to the Abbey. If you remember, it rests atop a hill overlooking the town. As you climb the steps and reach the top, you see a large fountain. A man, made to appear to be floating slightly off the ground, hands an amulet to a young woman. Water bursts out of the amulet, cascading down to a basin.
You're telling me that if we had just come up here earlier in the campaign, we would have seen this and almost immediately found out it was an amulet we were looking for?
Well, yeah. You did honestly find out it was an amulet pretty quick, though. I believe Galen had slipped up and mentioned that on the wagon ride out to his farm in episode 3 or something. You just didn't know what it did, or rather the downside of the amulet, until Kieran told you.
I guess that's true. All right, let's head in then.
The large front gate leads into a courtyard. You see about a dozen priests in white robes milling about, each of whom stare at you and pause for a moment before continuing about their business. The doors to the chapel swing open, and Father Lucian marches out in his customary brown robes. Adventurers, it is so good to see you all again. I realized shortly after our last meeting that I had given you the wrong instructions to the Myconid colony. My deepest apologies.
I really want to just chop this guy's head off. Yeah, no problem, Lucian. Now we need to talk.
Of course, we can talk here, I can assure you. Nobody will bother us.
Did you do it?
Do what?
Steal something from our friend Thorne, who we came to town with.
Now, why would I go and do a thing like that? I'm sure he wasn't carrying around some dangerous magical artifact or anything worth stealing, right?
Yeah, he definitely took them. What do we do now, though? We can't just kill him, otherwise we'll probably never find the vials and the whole town will hate us, assuming that we kill the rest of the priests before they kill us.
I still vote we just kill him anyways.
I agree with Joe, though. We won't get the vials, the town will still be in danger, and they won't trust us anymore after that.
Fine, Lucian, we know you took them. Those are dangerous. Do you even know what they can do?
Make a persuasion check. Or intimidation, I'll give you either one.
Definitely intimidation, then. That's a 25.
Lucian looks down, a look of worry crossing his face. They are going to help us win the war, Senitas promised. I know that the town will hate me for it, but in the long run, their sacrifices will have been vital in the war against evil.
What evil are you fighting, Lucian? Do you really think that a god would have you do any of this?
Sometimes good people have to do bad things for the greater good. Anyways, I have no need to talk to you of this. It is clear that you don't understand.
Understand what, Lucian?
That I would die to stop the enemy. That everything I have done is for the betterment and safety of the town and its people. That I will win this war, even if it means that I won't see the better world that will be created for my sacrifice and the sacrifices of the people here.
We get that, Lucian. But if you use those vials, you will banish the town forever to a dark place. A place definitely not of the gods.
A place where we will win the war for the good of all mankind.
All right, can we just kill him now?
Maybe soon. First, let's head out for a moment. I'll use invisibility and sneak past in and see if I can steal those vials.
Can you use invisibility on me instead? I think I'd have a higher chance of being stealthy inside. My stealth is a +6.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, assuming you remember what it is you are stealing. All right, after we leave the Abbey then, I'll cast invisibility on Joden.
All right, Joden, you turn invisible. I'll still have you roll a stealth check for not making noise, but you can make it with advantage as you head in to try to steal the vials back.
Good thing I had advantage. That would have been a 10 otherwise. That's a 22.
You are able to step carefully and quickly without making noise all the way into the chapel, following Father Lucian. He stops at the altar, and priests quickly fill up the room. My brothers and sisters of the cloth, thank you for joining me today. This is a momentous day in the history of our town, for today we will be striking a crucial blow in the fight against evil. Tonight, when the moon is at its peak, as we complete the ceremony of the blessing of the water, he holds one of the vials over his head. We shall break these vials over the water and travel to the plain of dread. There, we shall wage war against Vampire and his servants of darkness, and we shall be victorious. The priests let out a war chant. Sanitas, bless our blades to strike true, our armor to withstand blows, and our lives to be long and glorious. And then the crowd begins to disperse, the priests resuming their tasks around the abbey, and some heading down to the marketplace. Lucian heads off into a small chamber to the side.
All right, I'll follow him to try to find the rest of the vials.
He sets the vial on his desk, and you see a small collection of them on the desk as well. Lucian then heads off into another room, sitting down in a chair and watching the fire.
Can I make a sleight of hand check to steal the vials?
Yeah, with advantage since you're invisible.
That's an unnatural 20.
You are able to steal the 6 vials successfully. Lucian doesn't even look up.
For once in your life, you did something good, Joden. Now get out of there.
Yeah, I'll leave as quickly as possible and meet up with Barak and Donatello.
I gotta say, knock on wood, but that went a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, I thought for sure Lucian would catch Joden somehow and he would die. But you actually did it, Joden. All right, we should get these vials back to Thorn then.
As you begin to descend the hill, you see a battalion of guards begin moving up. Then behind you, you see a handful of priests call out, "Thieves! Stop, thieves!"
God damn it, Joden. I knew you messed up somehow. Well, guys, are we fighting or running?
How many guards are there, Ben?
About 15 or so coming up the hill. You see more guards mobilizing down in the village as well. And then there are 8 priests coming at you from the abbey.
All right, I can get out of here with Misty Step, and I can cast invisibility as a 3rd-level spell on you guys. It won't be great, but you might be able to sneak around the abbey and avoid being caught until the way down is clear.
Running it is, then? I agree. I think you both would probably die if we fought the guards.
All right, as the guards move up the hill and the priests come to arrest you, Barak, you cast invisibility targeting both Donatello and Joden, and then Misty step down to a rooftop off to the side of the hill. I'll have you make an athletics check to keep your balance, and Donatello and Joden, both of you need to make stealth checks with advantage to avoid making noise. However, Donatello, you are wearing heavy armor, I believe, so you also have disadvantage, so you only get 1 roll.
That's a 3 for me. I'm falling to the street.
I got an 18. Ain't nobody seeing me.
I got a 25, so I'm probably safe too.
All right, Donatello and Joden, you are both able to sneak away invisible, mostly due to the fact that Barak, after Misty stepping away, lets out a loud cry as he falls to the ground. Barak, you take 9 bludgeoning damage as you land on some crates in an alleyway. The guards are now chasing you, believing that you brought the other 2 with you, but messed up on your landing.
All right, now that I am in the alleyway, can I use my last 2nd-level spell slot to cast invisibility on myself?
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Since you'll be out of eyesight of the guards, I'll say that you were able to hide successfully and evade the guards. Where do you all want to meet up? You are fugitives now.
Probably back to Karan's then?
Yeah, that seems smart. I think we should see where the army is at, and then we can use the vials to send them to Ravenloft instead.
That's a pretty good idea. We should bring that up to Thorn. He could probably help us know how many vials to use and how far away from the town they need to be. We don't want to end up getting both the town and the army sucked into the domains of dread.
Agreed. All right, let's head over to Kiran's then.
As you approach Kiran's house, you find another battalion of guards pounding on his door. Kiran, by order of the high priest, open up. You see Stapes open the door, and then the guards barge in, dealing a heavy blow to Stapes and knocking him back. You are under arrest for crimes of treason against the church. A few minutes later, you see the guards emerge with Kiran and Thorn being led away in shackles. Melanie at the door with Tarkin begging them not to take them.
Shit. Well, I think it's time to kill the guards then.
What time of day is it, Ben?
Just after noon.
All right, I don't think we can fight the guards. I'm almost entirely out of spells after getting us out of there, and if we start fighting, then we'll have to just kill everyone. We have the vials. That buys us some time so we can rest up. I can get my spell slots back, and then we can stage a prison break.
I don't even think we would need you to take all of those guards, but fine. That's a good idea.
The guards march away, leading the two of them to the abbey where the prison is located. Joden, as you reach into your pocket to pull out the vials, you find instead of vials, 6 small candles, cut in the same shape as the vials.
Guys, I don't have the vials.
God damn it, Joden, I can't believe this. You fell for a simple illusion?
That's a pretty decent piece of magic, honestly. I'm kind of impressed. Well, scratch that plan then. How long do we have until nightfall, Ben?
You'll have about 10 hours until midnight, when Father Lucian said that they would conduct the ceremony and break the vials.
Damn, how many spells do you have, Barack?
I had to use all my second-level spells and one of my third on invisibility and Misty Step. So I have 4 first level and 1 more third level.
All right, we need to come up with a good plan here, guys, and pretty quick. I knew it was too easy to steal those vials. Lucian must have known we were going to try to steal them. Melanie, Tarkin, and Stapes are still at the house, though?
Yeah, all 3 of them are still there.
You've put us into quite the predicament, Ben. Should we call for Silas? He could help us, probably.
But it's still day out. He couldn't make it until tonight, so we definitely should call him, but it won't help until it's nighttime.
All right, unfortunately, I think we need to take a long rest then. We can work on coming up with a plan, but that'll get Barack his spells back, and I don't think there's much we can do until tonight anyways. We can talk with Melanie and them to try to come up with a way to both stop Father Lucian and break them out, but I really don't think we can do anything until night falls. That gives us 2 hours to find a way to fix all of this.
Yeah, I do think that's probably the best course of action then.
Agreed. All right, we will head to the mansion, still invisible, and after entering talk with Melanie, Tarkin, and Stapes, and try to find a way out of this mess. Maybe we should stop and try to get Vadric to help too. He seems the most amenable to our cause out of everyone here, and he seems like he might know of some other people who are open to hearing us out and helping us stop Lucian. Then there is still the matter of the army. I wonder if Kiran found out how far away they are yet. Melanie or Stapes might know.
You all head into the mansion, ready to rest up and come up with some plans for how to get out of this mess. We will end the session there, but for next time, you all get to take a long rest, and we will also level up to level 6. I think it's probably about time for that.
Sweet, I get another ability score increase. That'll put me at an 18 strength now. Damn, only a 4 on the health dice. I'm up to 60 health points, though.
That's pretty good. I'm only at 38. I do have extra attack now, but that's not the best as a wizard. Wait, do spells count as attacks?
No, spells don't count as attacks, but that extra attack also lets you cast a cantrip instead of a second attack. So you could swing with a weapon and then cast one of your cantrips instead of just casting a cantrip.
Oh, that's not too bad then. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm at 52 health. That's not bad. I also get a new favorite enemy, which I'm going to choose undead. I kind of wish I didn't choose dragons at level 1. I don't know if we will ever see a dragon. And then I get another natural explorer, so I'll choose swamp. Pretty thematic that I know how to traverse swamps now that we've been in one for a while.
Awesome. So I think that concludes the leveling up part. Any other questions before we end the session?
Yeah, are you kidding me about all of this shit you threw our way, Ben? Like, here we were just going along, handling a few small side quests and rescuing a Mabo from Silas. And then now, all of a sudden, we have an army on the way and a crazy priest trying to send us all to the domains of dread. What the hell?
Yeah, things definitely ramped up quickly in the past 2 sessions. Now we are also fugitives and have until midnight to stop Lucian, or we will fail. And even after we stop him, we still have to stop the army. Though I do think that Donatello's idea to try to send the army to Ravenloft instead is a good idea.
Shit definitely did hit the fan both this and last episodes. Lucian set you up pretty good with the thief thing. He probably told everyone you stole gold or something, and now there's not a good way to clear your name since you all ran away, and the fact that he still has the vials is bad news too. Anyways, all stuff I'm sure you'll all figure out next session.
Yeah, maybe. Or we just end up in the domains of dread as fugitives, though hopefully once people see how terrible it is there, then they won't be so worried about us fugitives anymore.
We have so much on our hands that we haven't even really stopped to ask about motives here either. So is Lucian serving a dark power then? It sounds like he really believes that he is helping out Sanitas.
Yeah, I rolled pretty great on that intimidation check. I think he was telling the truth. That just means that someone is manipulating him then?
That makes sense to me. Some dark power is masquerading as Sanitas and tricking Lucian into helping him. If the whole land gets trapped in the domains of dread, would it become a new domain or would it just be part of an existing one?
That's probably something that Thorn would have to answer. Not a ton is known about the domains of dread, and it is honestly pretty impressive that Thorn was even able to get out of them. Not to mention a magical artifact that has the capability to transfer something from here to a domain of dread is an insanely powerful one.
Yeah, and he has 6 of those vials. That does make me think that they don't have a great area of effect, though, right? If he needs 6 of them just for the town of Loudwater?
Hey guys, want to know what I just realized? If we are able to get the vials and still have some left after dealing with the army, we should use it to send Southern Edge to the domains of dread. Something tells me they would fit right in over there.
And Thorn is an undead, so I am sure that his kingdom wouldn't take kindly to people selling off undead into slavery, pretty much.
That's a really good point. I had honestly kind of forgotten that Thorn is a zombie. I bet he doesn't like the sound of Southern Edge at all.
Yeah, Thorn would definitely hate them. Anyways, we should end the session here, and we can table this conversation for tomorrow instead.
Sounds good. Before we go to our viewers, if you liked the episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And share it with any friends you think would enjoy as well. That really helps out the channel.
Thanks for joining, everyone. We will see you all tomorrow.